So there are going to be four major phyla as far as fungus goes. The first one is called Chytridiomycota. And Chytridiomycota is thought to be the first fungus that ever evolved. It's aquatic, it's flagellated, so it lives in the water, and it is actually causing a lot of problems in Fort Collins and all over the rainforest because it's starting to grow in like crazy places and cover the skin of amphibians, and so amphibians can't breathe, and so it suffocates them to death. So it's actually causing huge problems. But that's going to be the aquatic flagellated one. The other ones are going to be named after a sexual or a structure that they're going to make during reproduction. So the first one there, the next one I should say, is Zygomycota. And Zygomycota is going to include a lot of black molds, so bread molds, fruit molds, a lot of things that can cause issues for humans, and then that one glomales, which is going to actually grow on the roots of plants and help them to absorb stuff. That's all going to be in the phylum Zygomycota. Now they're going to be named that because they produce something called a zygosporangium. And so I can show you a picture of that. That was actually Chytridiomycota right here. And then here's some Zygomycota. But what's going to happen is you're going to have positive and negative growing near each other, and eventually what's going to happen is something is going to start growing in the middle, and that thing that starts growing in the middle that you see right here is called a zygosporangium. And so everything in the phylum Zygomycota makes a zygosporangium, and that's what puts them in this category. So the two things on the side here that cause that to grow are called the gametangia, and then the middle part is called the zygosporangium. And so I think of it as two gametes coming together to form a zygote. That's how I remember it. But everything in that category is going to make that. Then you have Basidiomycota. Basidiomycota is going to be mushrooms, toadstools, rust infections, and smut infections, which I know sounds naughty, but it's not. So I think I've got some pictures here. Yeah, so we've got our mushrooms and toadstools and those types of things. Shelf fungus, puffballs, maiden veil fungus. And then this is what a smut infection is. So it's basically grows on corn, and there is actually a strain of it that people really like to eat. So that's kind of interesting. A rust infection basically makes the tree trunk look like it's rusting. So that's where that comes from. Now, of course, if it's called Basidiomycota, they're going to be named that because of that structure that they make during reproduction. And so that's called a basidium. And I have a picture of that here. So let's say we're looking at a mushroom and they have those gills, those like lines underneath. If we were going to zoom in on one of them, they're going to be these basidia that are going to be coming off of them. And what's going to happen is eventually those are going to create spores that you see dangling off here. And so that's going to be how their cycle works. So basically you're going to have the basidia on the gills, and that's where the name Basidiomycota comes from. All right. Then the next one is Ascomycota. Ascomycota is going to be the biggest, most successful phylum in this group. And so you're going to have your bread yeast, you're going to have a lot of the green molds, and you're also going to have truffles in this category. So you've got some right there. Here's our penicillium growing on an orange. There's some yeasts. And then there's our morels and our truffles. So those are all going to be in the Ascomycota category. Now, Ascomycota is called it because it creates something called an ascus. So what's going to happen is it's going to form these like kind of finger-like projections that you see here. And those are called, each one is called an ascus. Together they're called asci because that's plural. And you're going to notice that there's going to be little dots inside of it that you can see here. And those are called ascospores. And so eventually those will mature, release those, and then they can start their whole cycle. So the ascus is what's going to put them into Ascomycota. All right, so that's going to be all of the fungus. I hope you enjoyed it.